Hello, welcome to Three Crows Runes. My name is Jen. Let's do some rune readings. Today we are doing readings about your wishes. There are 4 cards here from the Robin Hood Tarot, and each of these represents a reading about your wishes. So feel into the cards. Feel into the cards. One of these has a reading about one of your wishes, and I'm going to use the Willow runes to do readings about that, and I'm going to put the timestamps in. It's card number 1, card number 2, card number 3, card number 4. Each of them has to do with a wish that you may have. And I'm going to put the timestamps in the descriptions, and I will see you at the readings. Bye! Hello, card number 1 people. So we're going to turn card number 1, and we're going to see what your wish is about. One of your wishes, Knight of Cups. So you want to ride forward with something to do with expressing. You're going to ride forward with something to do with something that you're expressing, something you're creating, something you're bringing into the world or singing into the world, something to do with emotion, something to do with your heart, just something very rich, all the watery stuff, emotion, intuition, and heart. And you're riding off into the world to sing this into the world on your horsey. So let's see what the Willow runes have to add about this wish. That's there. Okay. I'm going to do the whole thing. I'm throwing down the whole thing, and then we're going to go from there. Outcome, please. Oh, that one jumped right the heck out, as did the one that's on the floor. So we're going to use both of these so you get an extra rune. Ooh, nice. Okay. So your central issue for this wish is Tivaz. Tivaz is the rune of Tyr. Tyr is the warrior god. This doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be going to war. This does mean that you are going to be energetically moving forward like this knight, and also that you're going to be taking care of duties and responsibilities as well. So it's like this is not going to be just throwing your duties and responsibilities to the wind, but it's also going to be moving forward and doing what you need to do with a practical idea behind it. So there is some, I don't want to say grounding because this is a watery card. You're going to be taking care of the things that need to be taken care of, but you are also riding forward into the world to do this expressing, which is very exciting. And this is because leading up to this, we have Fehu. Fehu is the rune of wealth and worth. You know that this idea that you're expressing, well, not idea because we don't have that, but it's basically, you know, this beautiful thing that you're expressing your heart through is worthy. You know that this is a thing that is worthy in the world and that should be brought into the world. So that's your wealth. It's wealth, worth, it's cattle, it's whatever. It's the things that if you nourish them, if you take care of them, then they will give you riches. Your life will be rich. So you know this is something that's worthy. So you're going to ride forward into the world bearing this and singing it into the world. This is very exciting. What is going to help you is creating. We have Ingvaz. Ingvaz is Ing's rune. Ing's another name for Frey. Frey is the fertility god. It has to do with active creation, but you're really bringing something into the world. You're shaping something in the world. You're creating this. You're creating this thing in the world. There is also the aspect in Ingvaz of controlling what you can, but I'm really not seeing that read so strongly in this as I am the whole creative aspect of Ingvaz, where you're actively creating as you're moving out into the world on this quest. What isn't going to help is there is this feeling like you feel like you almost have to rush it, but you don't. Please don't, because you feel like it's taking a bit too much time and people are going to get bored, and it's going to be one of those things, or maybe even worried that you might get bored because it's a lot of stanzas and it's a lot, it's not something you can just toss off. It's something that you have to take the steps and do it right and create it and do every step to do that. And there's a part of it going, well, can't it be done already? Can't I just basically sing it out and it'll be fully formed? No. You have to take the steps. So this could drag you down if you let it, where you feel like you start to become self-conscious about the time it's taking. That's not going to help you. If that starts to be the case, just basically focus on the process of creating. You are creating, and you know that every process needs the presence Every part of the process needs presence. There's some alliteration for you. You need to give presence to every part of what you're creating, so that it lives. So this is what you're focusing on, and that's going to help you move forward with this. What your next step is going to be is we have algae. Algae is the rune of the elk. This has to do with protection and support, and you will feel supported. You set out, on your own, but once you start, you're going to start to feel supported, whether this is just by the universe around you or whether this is actually by people and systems that are giving you support to carry on. I am sort of leaning towards, as well as the universe, people and systems giving you support, because it is meeting people and communicating with people and sort of being face to face, meeting people with joy, that is going to help you the most in this. We have manas. Manas is the rune of humanity and your part in it. When looked at in a certain way, it looks like vunyo meeting vunyo, so it's joy meeting joy. When you meet people with joy, they will reflect joy back at you. Not necessarily, but in this case. And it's going to help you. Where you find joy, where you send out joy, then that's where you're going to be carried forward, and that's where your support is going to lie. So that's what's going to help you at that step. What isn't going to help is you're going to be worried about opening up to this, because this is yours. This is something that is connected very deeply to your heart, and you feel like if there's any rejection, then it's a rejection of you outright, and you're going to feel like, I don't want to open up to that. But it is the people who are going to vibe at the same wavelength as you that are going to come to you and reflect your joy. So that's what's going to find you. There will be enough of that you're going to feel supported. So try not to worry about, the ones that don't are just going to fall by the wayside as far as that goes. So yeah, just focus on bringing into the world what you're bringing into the world, and also just meeting people with joy, and where they reflect your joy, fantastic. That's what's going to help you. Your next step on this with the extra is Pertho. Things are going to open up for you. You're going to sort of find what you're going to feel like is your fate. Things are going to be revealed to you in a way that you're going to realize they were always there, and they were always for you, because it's Pertho, it's the lot box, it's what is your lot. And it's going to be very delightful. It's upright. It's not reversed. It's not. Well, if it was reversed, I would just read it as an inner. But things are going to open up to you, and it's going to be like, wow, this is a present for me. So it's very, very positive about this wish. And the final rune that jumped out is the blank rune, basically. So it's going to also help connect you to what your version of the divine is. It's going to be where you're going to be able to access your highest level, vibrational level of creativity, which is really, really good. Mostly, though, I'm reading this as this is going to reveal it to you, and it's going to be like a whole new world for you. But it's just going to be, as long as you carry the joy with you, then the joy is going to be reflected back. So that is your reading, card number 1, people, about your wish. I wish you a wonderful time with that wish, and I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, card number 2, people. So card number 2, people, let's find out about your wish. Let's turn this card, and we have the Page of Wands. So you are just starting out with something that has to do with communication, but also energy and manifestation. Actually, not so energy swords, but manifestation and will, and something that you're expressing your will in the world by communicating it, and it's very exciting. And here you are, Page of Wands, starting out something, and it's going to shine a light into the world. So let's get some Willow runes out and see what they have to add. There we go. Ooh. Like, ooh. I think my Willow rune bag needs to be bigger. just a note, a mental note to me. Because it's big enough for the runes, but it's not quite big enough to dig around without things spilling out. So, outcome in my hand. There we go. Oh, it's just perfect. Beautiful. This is exciting because the outcome is pretty much this. So that's lovely. Your central issue for this wish is Hagalaz. Hagalaz is the rune of the hailstorm. It's generally seen as chaos, the uncontrolled, uncontrollables, but it is also having to do with nature and natural forces and natural energies. And you're sort of like, you're feeling like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to become a force of nature. I'm going to basically sing my will into the world and this is going to be, I'm bringing something good, so it's light and it's fire and it's exciting, and it's going to change things and it's going to illuminate things, and it's exciting. So recently there was some, I'm going to read this a couple of ways. We have Berkana reversed. Berkana is the rune of birch and the birch tree and beginnings and birth. And recently you had a beginning that you wanted to begin, but you had to back burner it. But I'm alliterating a lot today. But there was also a deeper beginning that you've had internally that's sort of like just starting to come through. And you know that to bring this through, you're going to have to really tap into your nature for this, like really very natural. Let this happen naturally. And so you're bringing it through and you're singing it through in a way that is very, very natural and is in harmony with the natural forces of nature, because that's how it's going to work. What is going to help you is, you know, this is worthy. You know, this is a worthy thing. We have Fehu, which is the rune of wealth and worth. Doesn't necessarily have to do with money. It has to do with cattle. So it's whatever you take care of that makes your life rich. As long as you keep taking care of it, it's going to continue to make your life rich. So it might not have to do with money. It might have to do with money. If you have money that you can put towards it, this might actually help as well. Goodness knows, why not? But mostly what I'm seeing this as is the fact that you know this is a worthy thing that you're doing, and the fact that it feels worthy and it feels like it's making your life rich, and it also feels like you are bringing richness to the world. This is what's helping you. Even though you may feel like people might see you as like disrupting things, but you know that it's worthy. So it's a good kind of disruption. It's going to make things better. What isn't going to help is, as I just said, people are going to, you're worried that people are going to see you as disrupting things. You're worried that you're going to be seen as an unpleasant surprise in the world. You're also worried about what you're going to find out about yourself by doing this, or what doing this says about you. But that could drag you down if you let it. The main thing is you're focusing on the worth of what you're doing. This is coming through very naturally from you, and you are acting very much being true to your nature by doing this. So just basically focus on the worth of what you're doing. Even if you're only making your own life rich, I mean, hopefully you're not causing destructive problems in the world, but I mean, I think this is basically something that is good, that you're bringing illumination and you're bringing good things. So it's worthy, it's good. Your next step here is just basically to be patient with it. We have Ivaz, which is the rune of patience, slow growth, slow development. It's the yew tree. So you're going to be taking it step by step. Some days it's going to be feeling like you're doing better than others. Some days you're going to feel low. Some days you're going to feel high. It's going to be one of those things where you're going to feel like you're moving between worlds, but you're going to be persisting with this. You're carrying this forward as naturally as possible, bringing through what you can, bringing through the shine that you can. What is going to help you there is you're going to be tapped in deeply to your heart. B, this is going to help you surf negative emotions, let the negative emotions just sort of flow like weather. But mostly I'm seeing this as it's lagus, so it's emotion, intuition, and heart. It is water, the flow, and you've got to get this inner flow going on as well. But I'm seeing this really as connect with heart. If things start to get impatient with things, connect with your heart and let that inform you, and let that inform your steps forward, and that's going to help you with that. What isn't going to help is you're going to get a bit again. This is patience. So being impatient is part of it, and you're going to feel a bit like you've narrowed your options sometimes. We have Kaunas reversed. Kaunas is the rune of fire, something that starts small, like an ember, and expands into a blaze, and this is sort of reversed on the lower line. So you feel like maybe you've limited your options by just focusing on this thing that you're doing, but this thing is everything. If it's coming through your heart, then that's, speak from the heart, sing from your heart, and this is what's coming through, and everything is contained in that. It's like holograms. So step by step, you're going to do this, you're going to keep doing this, and connect with heart if you start to get discouraged, and let this keep coming. And what this is going to result in is exactly what you had hoped for. We have an illumination, the illumination of darkness, the vanquishing of darkness. You're filling the entire field of vision with light, and it's the breaking of the day. It's unignorable light and beauty and brilliance and illumination and energy and good stuff. So that is your reading, card number 2, people, about your wish. I wish you good luck with your wish, and I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, card number 3, people. So card number 3, people, we're going to turn the card, see what your wish is about. We have a vision quest happening. We have just a basically beautiful journey with your energy. following your energy on a beautiful vision quest kind of journey where you're sort of journeying forward, adventuring inwardly to learn about yourself and things. And you're being guided. There's a little star. So following some guidance, riding in the seat of beauty towards your towards the destination of your quest, which, you know, along the way are all the things that you need to see as well. So you're basically on that kind of thing. Let's see. Oh, and this has to do with you and your part in the world of people. So let's get the reading down, and then we're going to work on, there's Laguz again. There we go. It's blank. Okay. So your focus is basically your wish has to do with finding out who you are and exploring your inner landscape and exploring basically who you are. Leading up to this, you've really tapped into a real joy. There's a real joy that you have discovered and tapped into, and this is why you're sort of chasing that. You're pursuing that because you know that this is resonating with you so strongly that you know that if you pursue it, you're going to find out who you are, like much more than you know now. And here you are, central issue, Mana's rune of humanity and your part in it, and you are really focusing on how can I bring this joy, how can I embody this joy and bring this joy to the world so that I am meeting the world with this joy, and then this joy can be reflected back to me, that kind of thing. So what is going to help you is, I'm going to read this a couple ways. We have Fehu reversed. Fehu's rune of wealth and worth. This has to do with cattle, which means that this is the wealth that you tend. So whatever makes your life rich, but that you have to take care of to make sure that it keeps making your life rich, that's what this is about. But it is inward. So this is reversed Fehu, and it has to do with inner wealth, inner worth, the things inwardly that once you take, that if you make sure that you're taking care of them, they will always nourish you, they will always make your life rich. And this is what you're focusing on. You're focusing on that. You're finding the things inwardly that make you feel rich in your life. What isn't going to help is we have Laguz reversed. Laguz is the rune of it's the water, it's the lake, it's the flow, and it has to do with emotion, intuition, and heart. It is reversed on the lower line, so we're basically, don't be afraid of emotion, because that's going to be part of it. Let the emotion flow, because it's warning you that if you try to stop up emotional flow, which is like weather, you have to let it happen. This is going to drag you down. Also, you're going to be worried about negative emotions. You're going to be worried about experiencing that, but all of it is you, and all of it, you know, if you embrace it, then that's integration, and that's making yourself more rich. So if you're shying away from it, that's going to drag you down. If you sort of acknowledge that everything that you're encountering here is part of what makes you who you are, and that you are integrating it and embracing it and accepting it, even if it's something that you may consider like shadow, like not something that you would want to hide, inwardly this is all you. So try to sit with it and try to love it, because it's all who you are, and the more you can embrace, and the more you can sit with, and the more you can integrate, then the more rich and whole you will feel. So what this is going to lead you to is a great breakthrough. Like you're not even going to have to do this for very long. I mean, even just giving it some focus is going to bring you a great breakthrough and a great illumination in your life. We have Dagaz, which is the rune of the breaking of the day. It's the dawn. It's illumination. It's lighting up your entire field of vision, and it's going to basically make things a lot clearer and brighter for you than they have been before. What is going to help you the most is the fact that you are learning things about yourself that were always there, but that maybe you hadn't realized, or you hadn't acknowledged, or you hadn't opened that gift yet, and now you have been. We have Peritho reversed. Peritho is the rune of the lot box. It has to do with surprises and fate, but the surprises that Peritho has to do with are surprises that were always there. And this is what happens when you go deep and inwardly just explore that inner landscape and don't shy away from the negative emotions and the things that you might normally go, ew, I don't want that to be a part of me, but it is. Once you start accepting that as the gift that it is, and you learn more about who you are and you start to integrate that, then this is going to make you more rich feeling in your life. You're going to feel more complete. You're going to feel more whole, and that's what's going to help you with this great illumination. It's like I'm going out into the world with, it's like there's a part of you that is, may bother you, but that's where like the magic lies. So if you work with that and you sit with it, try to find out why it's sullen, for example, maybe you can find a way to start working with it and to integrate this and to embrace it as part of your life. What isn't going to help is fear of the unknown. You've done it. You've already done it by this point in the reading of your wish to become more whole and to become more magical. And so it's already there, but it's like you're still worried about what you might yet discover. Bring yourself back up to, what I have discovered has already helped me. So we can just keep moving forward and just keep turning the lights on as far as knowing about myself and knowing about who I am, and more completely who I am than ever before. And what this is going to lead you to is we have Tivas. Tivas is the rune of Tyr. Tyr is the warrior god. This has to do with, I usually read this as tending duties and responsibilities. I'm really seeing this more as being able to move forward boldly in the world. And you won't be worried about things about yourself that might come out and surprise you so much, because you've already faced them and you've made friends with them. So you'll be able to be more bold in the world, and that's always a good thing. I mean, not obviously if you're, be bold but considerate, be bold but kind. So that, card number 3, people, is your reading about your wish. I wish you good luck with your wish, and I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, card number 4, people. So card number 4, people, I'm going to turn this card and we're going to see what your wish is about. And the High Priestess. So very exciting wish. You're just basically wanting to get, some balanced amount of wisdom and power and power in terms of just being a very lunar type power of just softer and more natural and more yin, but also very much on top of things. Having a balance in your life is very, very good. Being able to develop your intuition, being able to develop your wisdom, all good stuff. So let's see what the Willow runes have to add about that. So your central issue is connecting with heart, which is really, really, really going to help. That's like the main thing. And for good reason. So let's see. Nice. Okay. Beautiful. So your central issue, we have Lagus. Lagus is the rune of the lake. It has to do with all the watery stuff, emotion, intuition, and heart. You really are focusing on connecting with heart as the start of this, and that's a really good way to start, because through that connection, that's your center, and so that everything is going to flow from that. And it is about flow, like accessing that heart and the flow that comes from it, the flow of everything that comes from that. Leading up to this, you're coming from a time where you really had to drop everything and focus on tending this need. This is something that was a need. I think this may have been something that was either missing from your life or something that you realized that you needed in your life and that the world needs. So this is Nauthi's reversed. Nauthi's is the rune of need. It always has to do with tend your needs, but when it's reversed, it's like drop everything. This is an emergency. We need to do this. We need to bring this in. It's like in that card set that I use where it's the divine feminine as balancer. So we need to bring in the moon. We need to bring in the yin. We need to bring in the softer, watery aspect of things, and not always be just very yang and push, push, push. this is like the receiving. So what's going to help you is we have Ansus. Ansus is the rune of communication and manifestation. It's the mouth, it's the God, it's singing, it's expressing, it's communication, and it is upright. So it's basically you're singing this into the world, basically, and this is what's going to help. The more you do this, the better. You're sort of bringing this through. You're singing from your heart, and that's what's going to help everything. This is actually going to strengthen the heart connection as well, and to strengthen the flow from heart that's coming through you, that's improving the world by balancing it. What isn't going to help is we have Gebo. Gebo is the rune of the gift. It has always to do the gift in the runes has to do with an exchange. You never give a gift without getting one. It's that balance. Again, we have the balance. But it also has to do with agreements, decisions, goals, and plans. Maybe you had plans before this happened and you still feel attached to them and you still feel like, but I had plans and this is taking me away from that. I had more yang things to do and I can't do the yang things if I'm doing yin things. Well, there will be a time to do the yang things. Right now you're bringing the yin through so that things are balanced. It's all going to be about bringing balance. Very important. So if that starts to be the case, just continue to sing. Things are going to happen when they happen, and right now is the time for the moon and for the flow and for heart and for singing things through and bringing that balance. What your next step is going to be is we have Manas reversed. Manas is the rune of humanity and your part in it, but I'm seeing this as on the path line where you are basically turning away from the yang din of humanity. Yang din. You're turning away from the din of humanity and focusing on what you know that needs to be done. Even if this is just for you, this is something that you know you need to do. You're not paying attention. You're sort of tuning out what people are saying. Oh, you ought to do this. You ought to do that. Push, push, push. You're tuning that out for now, and you're saying, no, this is what I know needs to be done, and continuing to sing that through. What is helping is, as you're doing this, you are naturally sort of rebirthing yourself in the world. We have Berkana, which is the rune of beginnings and birth. It's the birch tree. It is reversed, but it's on the upper line. So I'm seeing this as, I'm actually going to read this a couple ways. First of all, what I was just saying, which was that this is like a deep beginning of a birth, like the inner, like it's deeply inside while you're doing this, something new about you is becoming. And that's like just starting to the point where it's not even upright yet. It's just like coming through internally, like deeply. But I'm also seeing this as there was a beginning that you had probably connected with this, that you've had to back burner while you do this. And the fact you'll really come to realize that having back burnered this is what has been helping you the most. Like back burnering this plan is the best thing you could do, because you know that in that these are reflecting each other. Once you take care of this, you'll be able to fulfill the plan, if you do return to it, in a more complete way than you were able to do before, because you'll be more balanced. What won't help is we have Hagalaz. Hagalaz is the rune of the hailstorm. This has to do with chaos and the uncontrolled uncontrollables. You have these things. Okay, again, I'm going to read this two ways. First of all, you have these things and you're still sort of clinging to the plan thing. And so this has sort of been an upset of that plan. Also, you're worried about something coming in and upsetting what you are doing. So there's that as well. But also, you're sort of worried about accessing this very natural part of yourself that is the very yin part, the very natural growth part. It feels a bit wild. It feels a bit like untamed, and that it's a bit dangerous. But you're growing this. Like, you are going to be intimately familiar with it because it's growing. It's you, and it's how you are growing at this point while you bring this through. So if this starts to be a worry for any of those reasons, bring yourself back up to this one where, A, you're grateful that you backburnered the yang thing that you were doing while you're doing this. B, you're basically, you're rebirthing, and this is very exciting, and this is the path you're on, and this is very natural, and it's going to happen. And C, that's you. It's wild, but then so are you, and you're bringing this through as a natural balance kind of thing. And it has to happen. It's solving this need that was such an emergency. And what this is going to lead you to is we have Fehu. Fehu is the rune of wealth and worth. It's the wealth that you tend. It's cattle. So it's whatever you take care of that makes your life rich. As long as you take care of it, your life will be rich. And that's basically what it is. This is something that had gone untended for a long time, and you have now tended it. Coming out of that, you're ready, even after just this little bit of time, to return to doing yang things more. However, you will have this yin balance happening, and this is going to make your life more rich. It's going to make what you do more rich. It's going to make the fulfillment of these plans more rich. All is going to be really, really good because you did this, and because this is a part of your life now, and you will be rebirthed, and you will be more complete than you ever have been before, and much more balanced. So that card number 4, people, is your reading about your wish. I wish you good luck with your wish, and I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye.